Okay. 3, 2. And welcome to another edition of Thoughts of the Roundtable with me, Matt Rebar.
And me, Paul Lux. Oh, God.
Oh, that was very COVID-y of you.
I know. What a great time to cough, right? Oh, God. What the heck?
Oh, my God. What is going on?
I think I inhaled, like, sawdust.
You know, in that, like, wood shopping room right next to your basement there.
I was being very lumberjacky this weekend, man.
Oh, yeah? What'd you do?
I was trimming up new moldings for my doors, being a new homeowner.
Oh,
well, I've been here for years now.
Well, I mean, there's no better time than now to get to know your home and yourself, and you know.
I love how it's so funny. Like with the quarantine and everything, you can see what people really care about because of like what is running out of stores. The one is toilet paper. Obviously, that was the big one, and now it's treated lumber. You can't find treated lumber.
Wow.
But I heard that's also because Canada shut the door on our face.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, so I guess that being a big reason.
I gotta show you this map. I saw this earlier today. Basically, the United States citizens can only go to 3 countries at the moment.
I saw it too.
I don't know if you could. Was it gonna zoom?
I can't see it on your screen, but isn't it like the 3 most outrageous countries? It's like Mexico, and then like 2 random countries that like.
It's Mexico, Turkey, and that looks like Albania, maybe.
I just love that, like, Mexico's, like, I think they're just doing it just to be, like, jokesters.
What, to let us in?
Yeah, they're like, oh, your president doesn't want to let us in, but, like, you could still come to us. Like, I feel like that's kind of part of why they're open to us.
I think it's ironic we can't even go to China.
Yeah, even China's like, yeah, you can take a step back from us, please.
Our passport is basically useless at the moment.
I know. It's like, I mean, who knows how long that's going to go for, too. Sadly.
I have a friend who, one of the only people I ever almost saw get deported to Canada. I didn't even know they deported Canadians. But, so she lives up in Canada and moved back up to grad school. She'll text me every now and then and be like, how you guys doing down there? I'm like, you asshole, you know how we're doing down here.
You see the news, I bet. Well, and this weekend was pretty big because of, obviously, TikTok almost got banned.
I was just about to say that.
I know.
Did you see someone released a fake tweet as TikTok saying their servers are down and everyone freaked out?
Oh my God, really?
But to be honest, I honestly hope it gets taken down.
Really? Because of the people who use it?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It legitimately kind of is a spy app from other countries. Like, that's not even really, like, fake news. And I think it's banned in Europe now. I'm pretty sure. What?
I'm gonna Google you right now. I'm gonna see.
Pretty sure it is, or at least some European countries. And now, like, also, I just can't stand the people on it. It's just cringy. It's too cringe for me.
Yeah. I mean, what sucks is I think it is a really innovative app and a platform, but.
Oh, it is, but.
If it's spyware, ooh, you know.
It's legitimate spyware. It's not even a joke.
So. And maybe India?
I'm sorry, you broke up there for a couple seconds.
India and Indonesia as of mid-July. So I guess it's still legal in Europe. But
I thought there was a couple countries that...
I don't know. Well, I wonder if that's going to be a growing trend. We'll see. You heard it here first.
I thought it was going to happen. I really did. You know what's funny is I've been trying to look up some weird news stories for, what we do every week. But... like, even the weird news stories are just becoming normal.
Yeah, I mean, I think over the last few years, we've slowly developed into truly we're living an Onion article. Like, it's just, you look at these outrageous news stories, and like 5 years ago, you've been like, oh, that's funny, as in like not likely, but now anything's possible.
I saw this great Onion article the other day about how, can we talk for a second about how, because you need the backstory, and I don't think we talked about it last time. Maybe we did, I don't remember. How Trump made up that he got invited to pitch at the Yankees game.
He made that up?
He made that up. And
why would you make it up? Like who?
Because he made it up because it was he said it the same day Fauci actually pitched at the Nationals game and so he just went. He goes, yeah, I'm pitching August 15th, and even the Yankees came out and said we had no clue. Like I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, the Yankees were like, well, first of all, let's be real. MLB season might not make it to August 15th.
They're not gonna. But it just I just love the fact that he goes, never mind, I can't, I'm busy. I'm like, you literally invited yourself and then canceled it.
That's like when someone's like, I'm on my way to your house, and you're like, what? We didn't have any plans. And then they show up in the driveway, and then they go, you know what, never mind, they back out. And like this whole time you're scrambling, trying to like clean the house because you have a guest impromptuly, and
I forgot to tell you, Matt, Elon Musk actually asked me to travel to the International Space Station in November, but I can't make it because it's my 30th birthday party, so can't do it. But he invited me.
Yeah. Oh, what are you gonna do for your birthday with everything?
Hold on, before we get into that, I gotta circle it back to the Onion article I saw.
Yes, please do.
Because I saw, whoever's over there making the headlines, man, they are genius. It was like Trump and federal agents tear gas Yankees, so to make way for his pitch for the opening pitch.
My God. Yeah, but MLB season, I mean, August 5th, dude, I think they might be toast soon. Well, I guess 9 or 10 teams.
I guess Manfred told the affiliates this weekend, it's like, yeah, by the way, you better have backup programming just in case this weekend doesn't pan out.
Oh.
And so, because I think it's the Marlins, they have 40-man rosters, and I think 19 of them came back positive.
And my question is, like, you'd think that with all the money and all the protocols, like, they'd actually be, like, safer than a normal workplace. So it kind of goes to show you that COVID does not care how rich you are or, you know.
Well, it's like the NBA player who they have that bubble down there, and he left the bubble to go to a funeral, and that was allowed. He got permission for it. But then he Instagrammed himself at a strip club.
Oh my God.
And so he got kicked out.
Yeah, of course. That's just ridiculous.
But
it's like, let me go cry over my aunt and then later that night go to the club. Like, that's ridiculous.
Speaking of MLB, do you know Yolanda Cespedes?
No, who's that?
He's an outfielder for the Mets, and he's really, really good and big player. And they have a game today, and he just didn't show up, just didn't appear. And so then, like, they tried to call him, and they can't find him. No one can find him. No one knows where he's at. No one can get a hold of him. It's like the weirdest thing. He just, like, vanished.
He was like, I have to go to the club, get some stripper money ready.
It just amazes me, especially the NBA guys. Like, you're getting millions, and you blow it to go to a strip club. Like,
yeah, I mean, imagine that. Like, imagine any opportunity where you're getting millions and you're going to mess around with that. Like, I can't relate.
No. By the way, I got a good watch for you.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever heard of the series Last Chance U?
No. What is that?
Oh my God, it's so good. It's really depressing though. They just made their 5th and final season, so you got a lot of catching up to do. But basically what it does is it follows, have you ever heard of JUCO schools, junior colleges?
No.
Basically, JUCO schools are like community colleges that still have sports teams, and basically like the kids who get kicked out of like D1 teams or like kids who are like criminals or whatever usually end up at these schools and try to like either get D1 scholarships or just get like an education or whatever. And it follows like these kids, you know, going through that. And the last season was in California, and more than half of the football team was homeless. It was insane.
God.
It was nuts. And their starting quarterback, that he lived in his car, he's like, yeah, I haven't slept in a bed in like 2 years. I was like, oh my God.
And this is based on this is like an autobiography kind of thing? Or no?
These are real kids. It's just a documentary following the team. These are real kids.
I like that. I love a good documentary. I watched a couple episodes of Trial by Media and a couple episodes of Unsolved Mysteries.
I wasn't a fan of Trial by Media.
I liked the first 2 or 3, and then I think the 4th one I just kind of fell off of. Like I
think they got a little aggressive with their plot.
But it's like real stuff. I mean, like, how do you get aggressive about real stuff? Do you mean like in terms of how they showed it, or like their?
Yeah, I think they kind of beat their own argument by portraying it in a weird way.
Well, that's one thing that I don't like with documentaries is when like they have 50 people say the same thing. You know, like just take 1 or 2 of those people and have them say it. We don't need to hear the whole. Everyone you interviewed be like, New York was really bad in the 1990s. We get it. We just say that once and we get it.
Can you imagine for the documentary on 2020?
Oh God, it's gonna be just.
There's gonna be 2 documentaries I'm really pumped to see. One is about 2020, and the other one is about the Trump presidency.
Oh my God. Well, so when you have great-grandchildren or grandchildren one day and they ask you about this year, I mean, what are you going to say? That it was just...
Well, I'm in a weird situation because my daughter was born January 19th. And so basically everything after that just fell off a freaking cliff. Like, it was...
Because it's not like that first month, obviously COVID kind of hit. It was like about March, but, you just had a baby. It's not like you're going out and around like, you have a new baby. That's like, you have to adjust to that.
Yeah, and so, like, I don't know how I'm going to explain to her about, like, what life was like before. And, it's going to be really weird because obviously everyone has baby pictures, when they're the baby and everything. And hers are going to be like, we're all wearing masks and stuff. And it's just going to be like, but I'm serious. Like,
no, you're totally, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at your pain of it. I'm laughing because you're like, that's so right. You're going to look back and be like, there's mommy and me.
It's going to be so weird because like how at high school graduations, like they'll show like pictures of when they're babies and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like our kids and like her peers are like, their kids are like, family's going to be wearing masks and stuff. And everyone's going to be like, oh God, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
Like, think about that.
I mean, if you think about it too, we're not likely to go through this ever again. Like, this is definitely like a once in a lifetime. I mean,
I don't think so. I might disagree there.
You think this might happen like in 20 years, another virus breaks out like this?
I think it might be like a weapon as a thing now.
Yeah. I just want to, you're right. There's definitely that possibility of it, but I like to think positively. That's my problem in life.
To be honest, I don't know if we'll see it again, but man, I think we're going to be messed up through next year.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't think until fall of 2021 things will get normal in any sense. And then again, even if there is a vaccine, I think this really makes us rethink about certain things. Like, it's kind of funny to think about all these stores and all these workplaces. They're like, well, I guess we got to start cleaning the place up. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that we had to really amplify our cleaning standards in the first place, I'm like, come on, like, that's kind of ridiculous. And I actually like, the 6 foot kind of rule a little bit because, man, some people do not get personal space.
No.
There's been plenty of times when I'm in the line where the person's like breathing down my neck. I'm like, ma'am, this is a Wendy's drive-thru. Please do not be right behind me. Like, it's.
I'm actually surprised you haven't seen like more violence from it, like people punching each other for wearing masks or not wearing masks and everything. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised.
It's a lot more. It's more of like the yelling and like shaming of people, like shame, shame, shame kind of attitude. So
I don't care. I'll shame you if you go on vacation, though. I will shame you.
Oh yeah. Well, by the way, so I know last time we talked about how at my gym there wasn't really a solid mask policy. Well, now
they changed it. Yeah, I saw that.
So it's still a little weird because, so if you're like coming in, wear a mask. If you're in the locker room, you're supposed to wear a mask. If you're like walking through the floor, you're supposed to wear a mask. But then if you're working out, I guess you don't have to wear the mask. So it's like a little ambiguous. So I'm still like trying to like see what people are doing and kind of figure out like, but I mean, I feel like it's a much better level of like standard than it was earlier where it was like the Wild Wild West.
I haven't been able to go, obviously. What's your thoughts on it? Does it feel like they're like keeping it clean or safe?
I feel like what's improved is that people are cleaning down their machines more often. There's more, and the staff are doing that too. So I just feel like there's more awareness for sure. Sometimes when I get a little busy, it makes me think about like, okay, how can I redo what I wanted to do? Like I might not be able to use certain areas or machines just because like I'm not comfortable with the busyness. But yeah, it's not been too bad. I think it's been better. I wonder if like, I've also tried out the face shield and I like the face shield a lot.
Did you do that instead of a mask?
I've tried it instead of a mask and it's different in the sense that like my face isn't as itchy, but you have to like clip it onto your head and so your head kind of gets a little like, just like, a little tingly, if that makes sense. But
where the heck did you even get one of those?
$2 at Mark's.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a great investment, I think.
Have you seen those people walking around with? I saw someone who those water cooler jugs. They cut the hole out of the bottom and stuck it over their head. I've seen people do that.
I gotta tell you, that's actually kind of a cool idea. I like it. I'm thinking of too because I have some weddings that I'm DJing coming up. I might get one of those LED masks.
Oh, there you go. What weddings like?
I actually just did one the other day, and it was yesterday, and it was really small, and it was interesting because like half the people seemed to be doing masks and the other half kind of weren't really doing it. I mean, the reason I do it is because I need the money. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not getting any support from government whatsoever, so I need to make my money. But two, I'm behind a DJ booth for like the vast majority of the night, and so people don't really come up to my space. So in a way, I feel good, and I have my own face shield. I have my face mask. I got both of them ready just in case I need them. So
you put the face shield on when someone comes up to talk to you?
Oh yeah, I get that thing. Like I have it on me, and I'm kind of wearing it for the most part. But like then I really like drop it low when people come up. I'm like drop it low.
That's another thing. Like, can you imagine like getting married in that situation? Then you show your kids your wedding pictures 30 years later, and the DJ's in a face shield.
Yeah, I mean,
like
that's what it is.
I'm assuming by the time my daughter, like, I hope she gets like to the point where she like knows things, knows how to talk, can understand things, can recognize things, that she'll look at these pictures and be like, what was that all about? Why are you all wearing masks? Why didn't you take me anywhere for the first year I was alive?
Yeah. Hey, well, do you want to hear one advice column that I found the other day?
Let's move into that.
I just got one for you, unless you want me to get a second one, but
this
one's a doozy, so. It's a Dear Abby article. Dear Abby, we live next door to an 89-year-old old woman named Estelle. Estelle's a snowbird, which means that she's our neighbor for only part of the year. So basically, Estelle lives in like Ohio during the summer and then moves to Florida for the winter, that kind of thing.
Snowbird thing.
Estelle has a devoted caretaker named Iris who visits her almost daily. Iris does everything: shopping, bathing, brings the mail, helping out, etc. Estelle has given us a key to her house for emergencies. The issue is that once Estelle leaves for the summer, Iris arrives almost daily for what appears to be an afternoon tryst with a man who is not her husband. They stay in the house for 2 to 3 hours and then leave, always in separate cars. After several weeks of seeing this, my husband went over to check on the house, and the bed was obviously used, the air conditioning's on high, the house is in disorder. It's just not how Estelle left it when she moved down south for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Our dilemma is we know Estelle depends upon Iris. Estelle loves and trusts her. Do we turn a blind eye or do we tell Estelle? Last year we reported our observations to Estelle's son as he was bringing his mother here for the winter. He wasn't sure what to do because Estelle's really dependent on Iris. What do we do? And Abby was like, girl, this is Estelle's home and Iris is Estelle's employee. If this was happening on your property, wouldn't you want to know about it? There's nothing gained by keeping Estelle in the dark. You gotta tell her what's been going on, that your husband went to check the place and found it in disarray, and then leave the ball in Estelle's court to handle. I think what makes this really interesting for me is, first of all, how do they know that Iris, the caretaker, is with a man who is not her husband for these trysts?
Well, I mean,
that's really interesting to think about. Like, how do they know it's like an affair?
I want to know about this. Put you in this situation where, say you were like the neighbor or something. Mm-hmm. Let me just change it up a little bit because this kind of reminds me of a situation I've heard of before, and I want to know how you feel about this. Say you live in like a duplex or whatever, okay? Just you and another unit. And because this actually happened to one of my buddies.
Oh, really? Okay.
So your neighbor, okay, is someone who basically only uses the condo as like their stabbing cabin. They're married, but they only use it as like their stabbing cabin for like their boyfriends and girlfriends.
Wow.
Would you
for swingers?
No, I'll basically give you the situation, okay?
Yeah.
So, my buddy was in a duplex and his neighbor was married. Mm-hmm. Okay? And he didn't live in there full time. He just brought basically like women over, and he told my friend, he goes, just be cool, don't say anything. Just ignore the fact that random people are going to be coming over. Just ignore it. What would you say?
That is so oh my god, that's sounds like a really bad Lifetime movie almost, like the sex condo.
Because you don't want to get involved, like it's not your life.
Well, he doesn't know the wife, does he?
Mm-mm.
So there's no way to contact her. It's not like not like it's his best friend or his family member.
No, but still.
But what do you do if you don't know how to contact this woman?
I don't know. Wouldn't that make you feel weird though?
Oh yeah, hella weird. Definitely would. I'd be like the people with masks. I'd just shame them with my eyes, just giving them a look.
The only good thing is you could get away with so much stuff, like having loud parties there and everything. It'd be like you have everything over your neighbor. It's like, really? You're gonna bug me? You're gonna call the cops on me?
Well, and what's kind of crazy too about the situation is that they went to Estelle's son, and that to me is kind of like ageism. Like, oh, she's 89, like, let's go to her son about it. And I'm just like, dude, just fucking tell her. Just tell her
Right.
Her handy woman of sorts is having a tryst in the bedroom.
I'd be more pissed than bringing people over.
Well, another week in COVID City has gone by.
Feels like a year.
Dude, by the time this is all over, your baby girl is going to be, like, less of a baby. She's going to be 13, like, bye, I'm going to the mall with my friends.
By the way, just before we sign off, I read this thing about how the COVID's causing what they call turbocharged relationships. And they say for every week that you're with someone in quarantine, it counts as 2 months of a relationship.
Really? That's interesting. But that's why I think it makes sense, because I think a lot of people have broken up during this time period and they've gotten together during this time period. So.
You think there's going to be a baby boom?
Ooh. Maybe, but at the same time, so many people have lost jobs and income, so I feel like they're probably like, oh, we shouldn't have a baby during this time period. I don't know, but we'll see.
A lot of faith in people.
Because what would 9 months after March would be December, so we'll see come this December what the stats say. And we'll talk about it on this show, obvi.
All right, that's all.
Until next time, later. Peace out.
Later.
Oh my God, I stole your later.
Yeah, I did.